morning. Thank you for joining me for a moment just for you. Let me just get us a little bit situated. Got enough space up on me that you can see everything. Morning blessings, all. We are here for a moment of harmony where we meet up once a week, where we do our healing, where we do our gathering, where we do our greatness building. And this Saturday is like every Saturday. Sometimes we have a Sunday moment. In the past, we used to do moments on Fridays. We moved, it's been almost a year now that our moments have been on Saturdays. So where that's been their home space. We have had to, again, navigate around different changes and challenges. We have done a number of series so far. I'm so proud of us, where we're going with our healing and our growing and our being. We started off with affirmation series. We went into a matter of moments. We had a praise break, went into a declaration series, and we are currently in a reflection series. Woo! Talk about learning, talking about growing, talking about healing. We are reflecting in this series, 33 weeks, week number 2. We're at the beginning. Kudos and congratulations to all of you that went through the full 23 weeks of a declaration series, and you grew and you gained and you healed in so many different places, and now you came and tuned back in for another course. This course, reflection series, we're looking back. We're looking back, we're looking in, we Sankofa. Reflection is all about Sankofaing, going back to going back in a good space for a good future, right? For a good space moving forward. So welcome and thank you for being here and reflecting in your moment today. So I want to give a big shout out to the organization PLM for they are having a Race First Rally today. Always doing the great work, always putting in the great work. I saw Tendaya family do some stuff earlier this week. Mama Earth is doing some stuff. Like, look, if you want to get plugged in to what people are doing, ask. Just ask and go out, because we need each other. We need to come together. We need to continue to build. We need to continue to grow and to love with one another. So shout out, big ups to the Race First Rally. Big ups to all of the, they clone Tyrone meeting talks this week, and some coming up in August. Y'all, I love when we just put our minds together to make things better for ourselves. We need each other, and today's reflection is all about how much we need each other. What else? I have one more thing I wanted to say before we got into it. 2 more things. One more thing. Maya, my niece Maya is home this weekend. She's been gone out into the Navy. She's been in Spain. Welcome home, Maya. I know she watches Auntie on her YouTube, so I love you. I'm happy you're home. I'm going to come and kidnap you as soon as I'm done today. And then also my other niece, Queen Amora, lip gloss, that's popping. That's from Amora Luxor, AMORA LUXOR. Please support that. Her she makes her own lip gloss, her own makeup line, all natural, eyelid scrubs, sugar scrubs for the lips, everything. She's awesome. So them jeans be like that, okay? Good jeans, Levi's, okay? So let's get into our series today, y'all. Let's get into the reflection. And today's reflection is entitled Reflect on Love. Reflect on love. So a lot of times, one, I want to start off with this. Love is the life spark of the Creator. Love is the life spark of God. All things that have energy, all things that have passion, all things that have life come from the source of love. God is love. We hear that all the time. Love gives life. Love gives rejuvenation and revitalization. Love is the spark of life. So in order for us to even have and to maintain the breath in our bodies, the oxygen that moves, our blood vessels and our muscles and all the things that keep us physically alive, but even emotionally and spiritually. Love transcends the physical. So love physically heals, it emotionally, spiritually, mentally heals. And when we're talking about healing trauma, and we're talking about reflecting. We're talking about going back to understand, going back to undo, going back to to gather and gain, right? Going back to gather and gain and grow. When we're talking about doing that, we are talking about going back to love, with love, in love. reflect on the love. There's so many things we need to heal from. We look into our childhoods, and many of us look into our childhoods with bitterness and anger and blame and resentment and rage. Many of us look into old relationships with pointed fingers and horrible memories and trauma, distance. We look into old experiences, places we used to work or schools we used to go to or things we used to be a part of, and we're never reflecting in love. It's always in like, I'm glad I left this. This was like this. This was horrible. I'm not saying that we be dishonest. I'm not saying that we sugarcoat or be in denial. That's very unhealthy as well. But what I'm saying is that the perspective that we actually use, the perspective that we come from, is love. Reflect on the love. Even if the love that I'm reflecting on is the love for self. Meaning that if I'm going back into my childhood and I'm going back into trauma or an abuse or neglect, I'm going back on the love. Meaning I love myself so much that I want to free that child that couldn't free themselves. I want to speak up for that child that couldn't speak up for themselves. How that looks in the reverse and how we deal with that in the reverse is a lot of like, when I was a kid, I used to watch my dad beat my mom and I couldn't do nothing about it. Now what? Somebody say something to me now. Do something now. That's not love reflection, right? That's when we look back on those traumatic experiences, what we gain from them, what we gather, and what we plant for the future is pain, is regret, is insecurity, is shame, right? And it's not how we want to reflect. That's not how you want to go back on your story. Because remember, you're only going back into your story to grow your story. I'm only going back to grow forward. I'm only going back. I'm again reflect on the love. I want to go back into those people that cared about me, for people that did show me the light. I know that my facilitator, when I was in the organization, the facilitator, the Walimu, Baba Imhotep, he would always talk about his experiences with being incarcerated and experiences with growing up in his environment. But he would also always mention like the first time someone gave him a book that changed his life. I'm saying these types of examples are going back in love. People who were sick or bedridden, but they can remember the nurse, or they can remember a family member that never left their side or that gave them the encouragement to move forward. People that were held them up. My thing is, this is how we move forward. We must try our best that when we are reflecting and we are going back, that when we are not getting things that no longer serve us, we're not getting things that won't make us our most godly self. We can forgive. We don't have to forget, but we want to gain faith, right? Forgive and forget, but we need the faith. That part also is a big part of moving forward. And so when we reflect, it's like, okay, I forgive my parents for this. I forgot about these things that happened. I don't even want to think about this thing and that thing anymore. But now is the faith part. The faith part comes from the love. Love is hope. Love is faith. Love is all high vibration. Excuse me. So when we reflect, we want to go back to the love. Again, when I look back on these experiences, I want to look back on the love that was shown to me, on the love that was in the basis. Remember, we're saying love is the life spark of God. Love, that's the whole point of this Reflect on Love series. That's our whole tagline. Love is the life spark of God. If it is the life spark, and I want life, and I want vitality, and I want brilliance and beauty and vibrancy, I need the life spark. I don't need the thing that unplugs it. I don't need the thing that kills it. I don't need the thing that drains it. That's not what I'm looking for. But if I reflect on my life and my trauma and my circumstances, and all I bring back are the things that drain me and break me and shame me, then I have reflected counterproductively. I've actually only remembered, and there's a difference between remembering and reflecting. Reflecting is going back in hindsight. Remembering is being stuck in the incident, in the circumstance, in the situation. I remember what I ate yesterday. When I have that memory of what I ate yesterday, I'm thinking exactly about when I went to lunch, where I sat, what I ate, what I was wearing, what I was doing. I'm in the moment. But when I reflect, I'm going back on what I ate. Should I have eaten that? How would that help me today? You know what? I feel really good today because of what I chose to eat yesterday. Or I remember when I ate that and it made me feel like such and such. I'm learning. Reflecting is when you change the moment. Okay? Remembering is going to put you in the moment. Reflecting changes the moment, it uses the moment. So when we reflect on love, it is not just to put us in the mind state, in the memory. Remember, in the memory and in the moment, they're two different places to be. So we're in the moment. To change the moment, we're reflecting. And the best way to reflect is to reflect with love. Oh my God, that was so dumb of me. Oh, that was so stupid. Why did I do that? Why did I say that? That's not a reflection in love. You know what? I said that because, I wanted to make this person laugh, or I said that because I was nervous and I really, grant me the ability to be comfortable within self, grant me protection in my words, a projection of my words. This is reflecting in love. Reflect on the love. When you go back in your story, go back to the love part. That's the life spark. Go back to the love part. My parents weren't the greatest parents. Like many parents I know, they were human beings. They were human beings being human. They were learning and growing themselves. They were people of trauma and still are. But when I go back in love, when I reflect on the love, I don't bring back baggage. I bring back lessons. I bring back the beauty. And again, we're not talking about being in denial. We're not talking about saying, oh, it was all roses and bunnies. What I'm saying is what I do know. Will Smith has a line in Just the Two of Us. Push come to shove, you were conceived in love. There's a reason why he had that line in the song. Push come to shove, you were conceived in love. So when the world attacks and you fall off track, y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? Because what he's saying is at the end of the day, you got all of these memories. We have all these issues. We got all this stuff that we worked through. But at the end of the day, we came together in love to create you. Life spark of God. God, at the end of the day, at the end of your crazy day, God created you in love of love, with love. Your life, your plan, your story, your blossoming, your unfolding in love, of love, with love. Reflect on the love. When I go back and I say, you know what, my parents weren't all that they needed to be, but all that I wanted them to be. I can't say what they needed to be. I didn't write the story. They were exactly what they needed to be for to grow all of this. But what I am saying is that when I look on some of my traumas and the things that I have to heal from and things that I have to learn and grow from, I know that it came from some of the things I experienced as a child. But I also experienced love. And I experienced hope and creativity and beauty and art. And so when I reflect on the love for myself, on the love that was there, what I'll bring back is balance. When you reflect on the trauma, you'll bring back baggage. Hold on for me 1 second. Guys, mommy's in her moment. Mommy Mercy, every episode. Oh my gosh. Y'all, come on, let's get these views up so I can get my studio. Okay? But anyway, when you reflect on the trauma, you bring back baggage. When you reflect on love, you bring back balance. When you reflect on the trauma, you remembering only the trauma, you bring back baggage. When you reflect on love, you bring back balance. And that goes with every circumstance, every situation. Love is the life spark of God. So let's look back. Let's go through these components. Okay. How are we getting to the point where love is the life spark of God? How are we getting to the point when we are reflecting and with the motive to heal and to grow? How can we use this reflection, right? I'm sorry, y'all. It's not like something was always feeling something on myself when I'm talking too much. Something's going on the inside or something's going on the outside. Okay. Mommy Mercy. Okay, so when we're reflecting and we want to say, I want to reflect on the love. I'm in a circumstance where I'm frustrated. I'm in a situation where I'm triggered. I'm in a situation where I'm being forced to push myself. I need to motivate myself, whether it is to lose weight or get healthy or to heal or to cultivate a relationship, all types of reasons why we need to get healthy and good. I'm in that predicament where I need to do that. How do I use the reflection of love? Right? First part, we always reflect on the power of love. That's one of the first major components to using love as a reflection is understanding, appreciating, and utilizing the power of it. We're not going to reflect on love without fully comprehending its deep potent power. Love is powerful. It is the life spark of God. Love is the life spark of God. Love is extremely, extremely powerful. And like I just said, remember, we reflect on trauma, bring back balance. Reflect on love. Reflect on trauma, bring back baggage. Reflect on love, bring back balance. This is the transformative nature of its power. Okay, love is powerful. Love heals. Love revitalizes. We talked about all of these things at the beginning. Love changes things. And love of self, love of community, love of others, literally loving your body, meaning that giving it what it needs to work and function can add to your life, how long you live, your quality of life, your longevity of life. Loving family, your family. You ever heard when people say when someone leaves out, like, you look like don't nobody love you? There's a power to love. There's an energy with love. I can tell a loved person by being around them. I can tell a loved person by speaking to them, by touching them. Love is power. It goes beyond words. It transcends even circumstance, situational reality, a physical realm. It is powerful. So, in order for us to be able to use the reflection of love in healing, we have to first be able to attest to, understand, and go back on understanding that love is power. I'm in a circumstance where I'm feeling like I'm being triggered, I'm being stagnant, I'm stuck in these thoughts, I'm stuck in this way of being, I'm stuck in pain. And I want to grow out of it. I want to be the better version of myself. I'm shedding skin and it's happening slowly and painfully. How do I get to this point of peace? Peace is the point. How do I get to the point of peace? Well, I have to reflect on the power of love. I want to go and reflect on the love. Excuse me. I don't know if I can keep up with this. I'm getting ready to go on a 40-day fast on August the 1st for my family, and for the state of my family, and just giving sacrifice for us to grow and to become better. Peace, love. Oh, look who's on here. I love you. Oh, look at Danny. Oh my gosh. And I was just talking about you too yesterday, Dan. That's so cool. Cause we're getting ready to come be with you. But yes. Oh, that just warmed my heart. Okay. So I lost my whole train of thought. I got all moved. Okay. So when we talk about love being power, we're talking about the power of love, how it transcends, how it transforms, and how we can go back. What I'm saying is that when we get to the point where we say, like, hey, I'm in a situation where I am stuck, I am damaged, I am not growing, I'm not gaining what I need in order to move. Peace, love, peace, Mama Nunu. I love you. I'm not getting what I need in order to move forward. What I am now going to do is I'm going to reflect on the power of love, because I'm in a circumstance where I don't think I'm capable of whatever task is in front of me. I think that it's daunting, it's overwhelming. I don't know if I can deal with this. I don't know if I have one more moment in me. I don't have one more day. You're talking about a whole day. I don't know if I got a moment left. I don't know how much more of this I can take. And when I'm looking on the situation, am I looking at it in pain? Because pain is what I'm bringing back. Am I looking at it in desperation? Because desperation is what I'm bringing back. But when I look back on these circumstances, the building blocks of my being, when I look back on the building blocks of my being, I am reflecting in love. And what I'll bring back is the love. So when I say, you know what, this is a lot. How did these bills get like this? How did this circumstance get like this? How did this situation get like this? I need to look back at the power of love. And love has been powerful for us all the time. That's why reflecting is such a beautiful, divine thing. It is a gift to be able to reflect. Remember, not remember, but reflect. Remembering puts me in the moment. Reflecting helps me change the moment. Got it? Okay, so I want to reflect and I want to go get. So when I'm in a predicament where I feel like I don't know that I can do this, I'm reflecting on the love. I applied for this job because I wanted a better life for me and my family. I loved them. I started this relationship because I wanted a future and a family and something solid because I love my children. I love this person and I love my family. I love myself. The whole reason that I began this project or I started this journey or I started this religion, whatever it is that you're getting stagnant in and stuck in and deterred from. I started this workout mission, or I started this vegan life, or I started this whatever, this exercise program, or I started this tutoring, I started this mentoring. I started taking care of myself. The whole reason the life spark of God is love. The whole reason I got it started was because of love. So when I reflect, I won't be stuck once I can work through why I initiated, why I began. So I'll go back in and I'll say, look, I'm stuck now and I don't know what to do. And I know that I feel regret and I feel resentment and I feel anger and frustration and hurt. But when I reflect, won't be any of the vibrations I use to go back and get. I'm going to go back in love and I'll say, well, why did you start this in the first place? Why did you initiate? Why did you feed this? Why did you pour into this? Why did you give to this? I came in love. I started in love. And because I'm reflecting on the love, that power will transform me. I came into doing this because I loved myself and I wanted more for myself. Ding. Now I'll know how to move out of the situation I'm in now. Because when I went back, I didn't say, oh my God, I wasted my time. I tried so hard. I did everything. Da, 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 da. I reflect in love. I reflect on the beauty always that I gained from this relationship, from this connection, or from this partnership, this network. I learned. I loved. Trust me, in 37 years, I've never done anything that wasn't about love. If I know you, if I knew you, if I hugged you, if I talked to you, if I was a part of it, if I was a part of it with you, I loved it. And I loved you. And I loved myself when I was in it. And therefore, when I'm in something now that is different and the seasons have changed, when I reflect, I'll reflect on the love. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to choose. Is it time for the next level? Is it time for the next chapter? Is it time for the next step? Do I hold on? Do I let go? Do I try harder? Do I try something new? What do I do? Reflect on love. Reflect on the power of love. Please stop knocking. Please stop knocking. Mommy Mercy. Reflect on the power of love. And love transforms that. Mommy's having her moment. Mommy Mercy. Oh, no, look at them care about my moment. Thank you, Mommy Mercy. So I reflect in on love, using the power of love when I'm in that frame, when I'm in that mind frame, when I'm in that space. Now, the second component, right? When I want to reflect on love and I need to know more than just using it as a reflection. How do I utilize it? How does actually reflecting on love work, look, feel, it come about, manifest itself? Again, I reflect on the power of love. Because I'm reflecting on the power of love, I do not fall victim to doubt. I do not fall victim to dismay. I do not fall victim to defeat. I do not fall victim to anxiety and overwhelmingness, because I'm saying that what I'm looking back on, what I'm going back to get, is powerful. It created me. It created, so God so loved the world. Love is everywhere. Love is in every part of creation. Again, the life spark of life, the life spark of God, the life spark of God is love. So anywhere I need there to be life, anywhere I need there to be clarity, anywhere I need there to be productivity, motion, movement, growth, greatness, grandness, anywhere that needs a spark in my life, my health feels dead. My money feels doubtful. My future feels bleak. I need a spark. I need something to revitalize, like, those conductors they put on you. I had a moment before where I didn't know what they were called, and now I'm back at that moment where I can't remember what they're called. But I think it's a defibrillator. Anyway, the things you put bring your life all back together. Heart, put on your heart. So, but anything in my life that needs the spark, the life spark of God is love. So if something is dead or dying, there is somewhere in this circumstance that I'm not using love in the way that it was intended to be loved or used. Meaning that love is used for forgiveness. Love has a use for understanding. Love has a use for clarity. Love has a use for rebirth and revitalization. So if something is not living, your health is gone. It's non-existent. Your hopes, your dreams, they're gone. You need the spark. You need to bring that back. We got to bring that back. I am looking for the life spark of God. And that life spark is love. And now I know love is powerful. So I'm not going to get, when I look back and say, you know what, I didn't have this as a child and I didn't have that as a child. You have some people that say their parents were addicts, or their parents were incarcerated, or their parents were deceased, and they felt alone in the world, but then they had a grandmother or a grandfather. They had something that sustained them in chaos, in hardship, in tragedy. And it was the love that kept you alive. That was the power. I grew up one of 7. And my mother was a single mother. We didn't have a father that lived in the house or anything like that we even really saw. So one of 7 children. I don't know how she did it, because with 5, I'm about to jump off something somewhere sometimes if it wasn't for the love. If I didn't reflect in love, I'd be flat on the ground somewhere, because, oh my gosh, life be lifing. But there you go. The ventilator. I think you might be right, boo boo. Thank you. She is always, y'all. This is for new. This is for Neone. But yes, always feeling like there was something. When I look back at my child, one of 7, we didn't have a lot of resources. We didn't have a lot of stability. We didn't have a lot, but we had a lot of love. A lot of love. And when I look back in love, I know that when I move forward, I have the power. I have the power of love. When I look back in love, I realize that it was more than enough. Whenever I look back on the love, you realize it was more than enough, which speaks to the power. Oh, I didn't have this, or this happened to me when I was a child, or I was always afraid of this and that. But the love outweighed it. It always outweighed it. The love always saved. It was powerful. And I mean, we could go without water. We could go without lights. I mean, my mom really, you know what I'm saying? And that's a woman that she tests me to this day. But the love is the life spark. That's what keeps anything alive. Only to keep us alive. And my thing is because I reflect on the love. When I look back, I have children. with men that I'm not in a relationship with, that I'm not with anymore. But when I look back and, oh, he said this and he didn't keep his promise and he's not doing this and that, brings back baggage. But when I say, you know what, for that season, you were what you needed to be for that season. And because of who I am today, and Lord knows I love her, because of who I am today, I know that I am bigger, better, brighter, bolder, because I walked on this journey and I had to take a stop at your sign. And then I had to continue on the journey. And I am looking back in gratitude. Thank you for that time when you came and my flat tire was, I can talk about all the things you didn't do that you need to do that aren't being done. But thank you for the time that you came and you fixed that flat tire. And thank you for being a friend when I needed a friend. And thank you for the laughs when I needed the laughter. I choose to reflect on the love. The lessons aren't going anywhere. But how I digest the lesson will be greatly contingent on how much love I use to digest it. Your lessons are your lessons. They coming, shorty. They ain't going nowhere. How you digest the lessons. Look, I'm anemic, right? I struggle with iron absorption and keeping iron, and it can have some physical deterrents. It can have some things that go on with me. So I have to take extra precaution when it comes to absorbing iron to make sure that I'm like going the extra mile to make sure that my body that struggles with absorbing it can absorb it. One of those things I have to do, and many people, I can't do iron and calcium together, right? Is it calcium? Yes, I can't do iron and calcium. I shouldn't, because I know I already battle with the absorption of it. And if I mix it with the calcium, it blocks more of the absorption of iron. That's the last thing I need. But if I really want to absorb iron to make the best out of it, I have to mix or make sure that I'm using it with vitamin C. Right? Vitamin C opens up my absorption for it, makes me more receptive to what I need. It helps my body to digest and break down iron when it's struggling to do so. So if I get me a good little kale salad, spinach salad, and I cut up my mandarin oranges in it, I'm going to take in all that iron. That's all going to come in. What am I saying? Why am I telling you all this about my diet? What I'm saying is you're going to get the lessons. Some of them won't sink in. Some of them won't actualize. Some of them won't utilize. Some of them will take longer to get through than others if you're not using love to digest it. I can hold on to the lesson and the resentment. Oh, no, no, no. I don't tell people about what's going on with me because people will use it against you. They'll tell you, you know, this, I remember when you did this and I remember when you did that. I did learn a lesson. But I'm using the lesson in low vibration. And guess what? I might be protecting myself, but I'm not growing myself. And that's a difference. I might be protecting myself, protecting my spirit, but I'm not growing myself, growing my spirit. If I want to grow, protect, and to grow, when I take the lesson, it has to be centered, reflected on with love. So I'm saying, you know what? I learned from my experiences that when I share certain intimate things with others, it can use it against me. So instead of me saying, I don't do that no more. Me, only me. It's my business, mind your business. Low vibration. Now I go at it with love, right? Now I'm saying I have had circumstances where my intimate moments or my vulnerability were used against me or used counterproductively. But I also have had moments where people have used what I'm going through to heal me, to help me, to pray for me. They use my information to build me. And now, here comes the lesson and the love together. And now, I don't not share. I have to grow. I have to share. What? I'm going to keep all my pain inside? What? I'm a whole human being that needs whole other human beings. So in order to do that, now my lesson in love is that I use discernment. I give to those that the energy connects with me and the Creator speaks to me to share, to give, to be vulnerable, to be open. But you see how without love, the lesson stagnates. Oh, I don't mess with girls because I had a lot of girlfriends in middle school and they were catty and they tried to sleep with my man and they lied about me and they were jealous and I don't do it. There's a lesson. There's a lesson that you learned, but there's a vibration that you're stuck in. There's a lesson that you learned, but there's also a vibration that you're stuck in because you didn't use love in the reflection. So I have had females in the past that were catty, jealous, nasty, backstabbing, untrusting. But instead of saying, I'm done with that altogether, don't worry about it, I don't talk to other females. What? I don't use other queens. I don't give to other queens. I don't grow with other queens. I don't reflect other queens. I can't grow like that. I do. But now I am, again, I use my discernment. I am very intentional about the women that are around me because I understand, unlike middle school, I understand that any woman around me, I reflect. I become a mirror to her. She becomes a mirror to me. And if I have the wrong woman around me, it's less about her and more about me. If I have the wrong queen that I'm reflecting, so she's giving me a negative vibration and I'm giving her a negative vibration, I'm not, instead of saying I just don't do women, I do them. Of course, I need them. I am them. But now I do them with understanding. That's reflecting in love. And we must always remember the power of love, the transformative power of love. The second thing we have to use when we talk about understanding how to reflect in love and the necessity for reflecting with love is the healing of love. The healing of love. Love is the life spark of God. It heals. It moves. I don't, again, and we've talked about this before. I don't know how many people who have been in the darkest spaces of life, been in the most challenging circumstances and situations, and been able to receive love. Sometimes love is all you have, like no money, no house, no car, no job, no something big you need. When they say food, clothing, and shelter. Food, clothing, and shelter. Like the biggest necessities in life, right? Food, clothing, and shelter. Have you ever not had one of those or any of those at the same time, but you had love? You had God's love. You had the love of another whole being. You had a love of yourself. You had the love of your dreams because it is vital. It is so healing. Love will heal. So when I'm using the reflection, when I'm going back and I'm reflecting on the love, this was crazy. This was hard. This is that. But one thing I'm keeping at the forefront is love because love has the power to transform and love also will heal. Whatever is broken. Whatever is broken. You saying whatever, my mom? Whatever. Whatever is broken, whoever is broken, however it's broken. Whatever is broken, whoever is broken, however it's broken. I promise you that if you reflect on the love, if you plan with love, if you work from love, it will heal it. It will heal it. I'm not saying bring it back the way it was, make everything go back to normal. I'm saying that you will grow in love. When you'll say, you know what, I love this person. My love has changed. How I show my love has changed. But because I'm using love, I care. I care and I need and I express and I exchange in love. It's going to change how we co-parent. It's going to change how we sisterhood. It's going to change how we brotherhood. It's going to change how we community because all I'm reflecting on is the love. Like I said about Will Smith, remember? What did he say? I just did the whole rap and now I can't think of the rap right now. And just the two of us. Because at the end of the day, you were, when push come to shove, that's what he says. When push come to shove, you were conceived in love. And the world attacks and you fall off track. I'm saying again, that line, what he's saying is when it all is said and done, all the hell has broken loose and all the smoke has cleared. If I started with love, I will finish with love. I'll work through with love. It is healing in that way. So I started, I'm raising children. My oldest is 19 years old and I have a 17-year-old. And oh my God, everyone is trying to kill me. But my thing is, I started this journey with you of pure love. Pure love. Love that reflects the way the Creator loves me is how I created you. Pure love. Ashe, this is YouTube. Pure love, right? I created pure love. Someone asked the question. So when people are watching this in the playback and they're like, what did she just say? Why did she just break what she was saying? Someone asked the question, is this YouTube? And I said, yes, this is YouTube. So it's a chat that you can't see when you watch on the playback. You only can see live. Bear with me. But I created my children in pure love, love that only is close to the way the Creator loved me. So because I created you in love, I can always reflect on that power of it, the healing of it, the greatness of it. So when I reach a part in your teen life, when I don't really like you so much, I don't know how much I like you, I know that we are going to finish this thing in love because it started with it. And I'm saying you started as a being of light and life. You started in love. I'm not talking about how your parents started. Now listen, if your parents were also in love with each other and you were conceived in love, oh my God, oh, you just are 100 points ahead of the game. But even if you weren't, even if that wasn't the case, the Creator made you in pure love. You started in love, which means that you always have love to work through, and you surely can finish with love. And I know that in the middle part, there's a lot of some hate, anger, frustration, like I said, resentment. All that stuff does come clouded all up in the middle. But if you pull the love, you'll get the love. If you pull the love, that's what you get. If I go into a basement full of clothes, and it's all types of clothes down there in that basement, right? Not really in my basement, but I'm using this as metaphor, hypothetically. If I go down into a basement full of clothes, dark clothes, light clothes, color clothes, and I only take all the white clothes upstairs with me, when I get upstairs, I have a basket full of white clothes. Wow, duh, Mama Harmony, you said you pulled white clothes, you got white clothes. I'm saying it's that simple. If I go back and if I Sankofa, if I reflect, and the only thing I pull out is the love, when I stand in the present moment, I'll have an abundance of love. See, I could hate you. I could blame you. I could be angry with you. I could hold low vibrational space for you. But I choose to sit in love, stand in love, be in love. Because I pulled the love out of the situation. It helps me to digest the lessons. And it also moves me more towards the life spark of God, which is love. If that's what you pull out, that's what you'll have. That's what you'll keep. That's what you'll become. So love is powerful. Love is healing. And when I want to reflect on love, when I am in a situation in life and I need to figure it out and I need to grow out of it and I want to be my better self and I need to go in the next direction and I know I need to heal childhood traumas. I know I need to heal adolescent traumas. I know I need to heal the traumas of yesterday and last week. I know that I went through a traumatic experience. I know that I'm experiencing something heavy or overwhelming. I need to heal that. I need to work on that. I need to grow out of it. It's not going to grow itself. Life does not grow itself. Everything needs water and sunshine. Okay? So if it's not going to grow itself, I am going to be the one that have to grow it. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to reflect on the love. The love and the grace and the mercy that's been carrying me. I can't believe that I'm unworthy when I look at how much God loves me. I can't believe that I am unprotected when I look at how covered I've been. I can't believe that I am defeated or incapable when I look at all the possibilities and the blessings that have rained down on me. When I reflect on love, I see love. When I put my flashlight on the situation and the flashlight, the light is on in love, I'll see all the love. Have you ever been around someone or with someone and they might be going through someone, you might have a family member. I know after my brother transitioned, I was a mess, such a mess. And people that were helping me, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't sleep with the light on. I'm off. I mean, just the weirdest, craziest time of my life, one of them. But people reflected on me in love. When I'd be like, y'all, I wasn't eating. I wasn't walking. They'll say, Harmony, you were going through. You were getting up. I was just talking about that this morning. My best friend Nunu, my ex-husband Sean, they would come and you didn't eat. You have to eat. You have to get up. Friends and family members would stop by, help me with, and it was just like, but it was the love. It was the love that moved that moment from a death moment to a moment of growth, from a death moment to a life moment. It was love that moved that moment from a tomb to the womb. Dr. Ragland always talks about the tomb and the womb, from a tomb to the womb. And I am saying that it is the power, the healing property, and then finally what we're getting into, which is the responsibility of love. So if you're in a situation and you're saying, I need this to breathe again. I need to breathe. I need to be alive. I want to be vibrant. I can't just keep on succumbing to these financial burdens. I can't keep succumbing to these scars. I can't keep succumbing to these fears. I need to live. I need to breathe. I need to be. We then say, love is power. This thing can't beat me. Love is power. I'm reflecting on the love. Love is healing. It has healing properties. I'm not going down. I'm not going to break. I won't be a festering wound, gaping open, never healing, infected. I'm not having no infected life. These things are healing up. These scabs are going away. Cocoa butter on that scab, where was it? I am healing and I'm using love. And again, lastly, I'm understanding the responsibility of love. I can't say I reflect on love. I want to heal from some of my traumas. I need to heal from this last relationship. I need to heal from these people at work, or this circumstance or situation at work, from this broken dream or this broken promise or this, revamped situation. I am not going to say, I'm going to reflect on the love, and I'm not going to reflect on the power, the healing, and the responsibility. And the responsibility of love is, I am responsible for anything that I love. I am responsible for anything that I love. Y'all, this changes the trajectory of how we grow, how we become, and how we heal. So when you want to go and say, no, I was married to this man and he was cheating and he was hitting me. I was married to this girl and she was lazy and she was using me and she was this and she was that. I want you to stop and pause. That when you reflect on that situation, go into with love. Meaning that love is powerful. I transformed and I grew. Love is healing. I am going to be getting better because of the love that I have for myself, and because of the love that was shown to me from the world and from nature and from the earth. Y'all, when we walk out there and we take a deep breath in, that is love. God is loving us with oxygen. Anybody ever not been able to breathe? Can't catch your breath? It's scary. It's scary. It's painful. It's deadly. It's the opposite of love. But if you ever walked out, everyone that follows the Moments know I'm absolutely in love with Deep Creek. It is my favorite place in the world. And one of the reasons that I love Deep Creek is because I swear I can breathe in those mountains like I can't breathe anywhere else. And I love a lot of other places. But I swear the mountains have the cleanest, crispiest air. It is love to fill your body up with life. It is love. So the Creator uses love in nature to nurture you, to heal you. That is love, right? So I'm saying that now we have to go into the part of the responsibility. There is responsibility in love. So when I go back and I say, oh, he did, she did, they did, I was responsible. I was responsible for what I said and did, what I appeased and allowed. I was responsible for what I didn't say or what I didn't do. I was responsible for reflecting on negativity or even just being in a situation where I wasn't where I needed to be yet. There is love and responsibility. Responsibility and love. And in being responsible, I can reflect and love in a way that say, you know what? I should have done this way. I should have waited and done it that way. I should have gotten help. I should have sought counsel. I should have taken this approach. I should have come from this place within myself. I know that responsibly, anything I love, I'm responsible for. It's health. It's vitality. It's life. And there are times when I've given up. There are times when I have thrown in the towel. And sometimes you give up on something that's like, I'm not responsible. I can't do it anymore. I'm not blaming y'all. I ain't blaming. Trust me. Not pointing, high-fiving, reflecting, handshaking. I'm not pointing. What I'm saying is when you reflect and love, responsibility comes with that. I am responsible for where I was in that place. I've had some horrific experiences in love and life as a child. I was 14 years old the first time I had a boyfriend. Wasn't even supposed to have one. Couldn't even tell my mom what was going on because I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend until I was 16. But I had one at 14, a boy that was a friend and a blase and a blase. But had a great deal of domestic violence and immaturity and just horrific things that took place. But when I look back, I'll take the baggage if I'm only looking at the trauma. I'll gain balance if I go back at the love. I loved myself to work enough to work through that, to reach out where I needed to reach out, to learn. In order for me to digest the lessons, I had to use love. I had to be able to go and look at loving eyes into this person and who he was and what he was going through as a child. I had to see us as children. And then I had to take responsibility and say, Harmony, you just wanted love so bad. You wanted to be something so great to someone so bad that even if they weren't being great to you, you were willing to be present for them. Thank you, Creator, for allowing me to learn. So that at 37, I don't have relationships that looks like my 14-year-old relationship or my 20-year-old relationship. I am grateful and I'm looking back on love and I'm taking responsibility and it is helping me to grow and to know. And it's helping me to grow and to know because I'm allowing love to flow. Bars. I am looking back on the love. Because also with that 14-year-old relationship, while there was a lot of hardship and pain, there's some puppy dog love. There were some things I believed in. There were things I thought I knew that made me feel a certain way about life and myself. And my thing is, I look back in love. And I say, take the lesson, be grateful for the blessing, but never ever move without the love. If I look back, it's in love. If I plan forward, if it's in love. If I'm mindful and present, it's in love. Because love is the life spark of God. And if it needs life, it needs love. If it needs life, a plant, a room, a car, a phone, a person, a child, a man, a woman, self, your spirit. If it needs life, it needs love. Reflect on these circumstances in love, wherever you are, whatever is the next challenge that you're taking on, whatever it seems to be this overwhelming mountain of responsibility or this mountain of burden or whatever. Whatever it is, I promise it's not bigger than love. It most definitely is not bigger than the Creator. And it is not going to take you if you go back and when you are Sankofing yourself, it is in love. Push come to shove, you were conceived in love. You were made in love. Means you are made of love. Your life, everything that you've given your energy to, there is a life source to it. Whether it was just you needed to connect, you needed to feel, you needed to touch, you needed to grow, you needed to understand. Every single thing has the spark and the start of love. It's going to sustain and it's going to finish it. It's going to bring it about. So reflect in love. How are you going to go about this new life journey you're on? How are you going to move into your next chapter? How are you going to heal scars and demons of the past? How are you going to become this better, bigger person that you so desperately want and desire and that you love yourself whenever you are? You're going to reflect on the love when you look into your childhood, when you look into your old relationships, when you look into those debilitating, like I said, I was a single mom for many years. And when I look into that, I don't look at it with bitterness and anger. I look at the love that helped me to be phenomenal. Oh my God, my mom, you were so strong. How could you? I couldn't. I don't know if I could love. I loved them more than I was tired. And I loved them more than I was angry. I loved them more than I was abandoned. I loved them more. And the love I had will create these giants because I didn't succumb to what was so giant. I didn't break down at this mountain before me because I had love that was bigger. And I'm saying, whatever it is, I promise you, if you look at it in love, if you use the love, if you come from love, you'll get to love. It will be the circular motion of where you're going. Go back in love. Reflect on the love. I hate him. I never talk to him again. Reflect on the love. I don't like her. She scarred me. I don't mess with her. Reflect on the love. That job, they robbed me. They took me. They used me. Reflect on the love. I used to be so fat and ugly and lazy. Reflect on the love. Or when I was, I came from being around these people or this circumstance and nobody cared about me and they didn't do this for me and they didn't do that for me. Reflect on love. You'll bring back love. You'll bring balance. You'll bring greatness. You'll move forward. However, whoever you go back in, you look back over. If love is prevalent, love will prevail. That's how I'm going to end on that moment. If love is prevalent, love will prevail. I love you all. Thank you for joining me for another moment of harmony. Peace. I am blessed today. I'm so very happy that you joined me for a moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you all next week for another moment of harmony, Saturday at 10 a.m. I will see you here, meet you at peace.